This is Travis Wayne Goodsell. Okay, guys. You know when your girlfriend or your wife comes to you and says, "Does this dress make me look fat?" That's probably one of the worst things a guy can ever hear in his life. It strikes fear to the very core of man. Fortunately, there was a movie that gave us the answer to solve that problem, and that's to use Jennifer Lopez as the comparison. But if you are not familiar with that, and this can go with anything where you're asked for your opinion, and you give your opinion, and then some people like your opinion, other people don't like your opinion, and then you either feel validated in your opinion, or you get upset that the person's not liking your opinion. And so, like using the dress analogy, if you say yes, it makes you look fat. Don't do this. Don't do this at home. This is being performed by a stunt actor in a controlled environment. And so it's going to be a negative response, obviously. And if you say, "Oh yes, it looks great," she's not gonna believe you. And so you lose if you don't use Jennifer Lopez in your explanation. Because it's a weird phenomenon of women that you'd have to know the background for when people ask for your opinion on things like that. If somebody's asking you what's your favorite color, and you say pink, and you're a guy, people will like, "Huh? What, are you gay?" They automatically jump to the wrong conclusions. Or it may be a right conclusion, but it's an inappropriate conclusion. And if people ask you what your favorite car is, or any opinion, what's your opinion about this policy? And so you can see where opinions really don't mean much at all. They have no truth behind them. You can claim that, yeah, I truly believe that dress makes you look fat. And you can and go into an explanation. Like, for example, women's haircuts. When a woman cuts her hair short, not short, but short, it rounds the head. And thus, yes, I told my first wife something I shouldn't have. But she asked for my opinion and demanded I give it to her. "Oh, you look just like Jennifer Lopez when she got her hair cut." So, yeah, she argued with a counter opinion. No, it doesn't. And that's just ridiculous. And so when we're talking about religion, you talk to somebody else of another religion, and you say, the Bible says that you're supposed to have faith only. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. And then another religion who believes in James will say, no, faith without works is dead. And that's what's called Bible bashing. When you, oh, I got a sneeze coming on. Hold on. Okay. And so Bible bashing is where you select scriptures out of context, and you use that isolated scripture to argue an opinion against somebody else who's using a different scripture to counter-argue. And both are wrong in those cases. And so when the church says don't Bible bash and don't contend, because contention is of the devil, I'm speaking to Mormons now, you got to look at the whole context of that concept. Because it doesn't mean that people can't come on to my site and say, you said this, is that really what you meant? You know, but if you come onto my site and say, no, I believe that this is the case and that's the truth. No, you can't do that on my channel. And so yes, I'm leading up to what truth is. And so it's ridiculous, just outright absurd, to enforce opinions upon other people. But it's also absurd to turn something that needs to be factually explained and understood into a matter of opinion. And we're seeing that with the, oh, okay, I just have the, yeah, okay. We're seeing right now in politics, people are saying, oh, well, we'll just have a hearing and we just want the report to come out, the Mueller report to come out, and we'll let the people decide. What? No. No. We're having Congress people tell us that it's going to be up to us to choose whether Trump is colluding with Russia. No. No. The Department of Justice is supposed to be investigating. When the report comes out, it's supposed to contain facts and evidence. It's not supposed to contain opinions. It's not supposed to say, now it's up to the American people to decide whether this is collusion. No, that's the worst thing that these people can come up with. That's just a nightmare scenario. You know, and as they're using it as an excuse, the Democrats. Oh, no, we're not going to impeach Trump because we're going to wait for Mueller to come out with his report. And it has to be of such a serious nature that it's going to be worth, you know, political suicide. What? And so just like religion, when the facts of church history come out, Mormons, you can't just ignore it. You can't just say, anti-Mormon, not going to listen. I think I'm going to need, no, I got plenty of time. You can't just say, anti-Mormon, I'm not listening. I'm not going to click on your channel, Travis. You're a trap. You're trying to lead me away from the church. Yeah. Because it's wrong. It's not my opinion. I'm pointing out the facts and the evidence. And the church has already done it. It's on their website. You've read it, haven't you? You're reading the gospel topic essays, aren't you? Or are you just going with your own personal feelings and beliefs and opinions? Creating your own God, your own gospel, your own church. Using the church as the platform, as many people are trying to do on mine. Stephen and one other guy, and But yeah, when it comes to religion, theology. Okay, create your own theology, but you better be careful not to make it a hate theology, because you can't prove the premortal council in heaven, the premortal existence. You can't. You can say you had a dream about it. You can say you have tender feelings that you've met so-and-so in the premortal existence, and that you were best friends, and that you were able to convince God that you could come down to earth at the same time, and that you found each other. Saturday's warrior. But there's no proof, no evidence, and thus it's not a fact. It's just your opinion, and has no solid foundation upon which to build on. That's the sand and rock thing with houses. Yes. Opinion, if you build your life on opinion, on beliefs, on feelings, you're building your life on sand, metaphorically speaking. When you build it on facts, based upon evidence, you're building it on the rock. And so I've talked about this on several different ways and methods, but I even had one where I had played the song. I'm not sure if I mentioned that when Karen played for me the primary version, I went, "What? What did they just say? They altered the lyrics. It says the white man built his house upon a rock." I heard it. It said it. Teaching racism to kids. And so, it's that simple, Mormons. That's why you fall. You don't have a testimony. You didn't build on a rock of facts and evidence. You built it on a shaky foundation of faith, belief, opinions, feelings. Because when the truth comes out and it contradicts your feelings and your opinions, what do? You can do what my sister did, which is what Trump does. And I'd point out, look, this, no, that's not true, no. It is, it's right here. No, it's not real. So, yeah, she was starting to become a teenager then, so I have no idea. I was the oldest child. I was not taught about the woman's body. I was thrown into the fire in my first marriage. And that trauma has given me a sort of radar sense. I dated Kimberly, and I recognized, oh, she's 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks. That's weird. And so I pointed it out to her. Did you know you're every 3 weeks? Really? Huh, I never knew. She didn't have the emotional, dramatic emotional mood shifts. And she was great. But yeah, she was 3 weeks. So that was weird. But yeah, scary. So, but yeah, you can't use feelings, guys. You can't get up at the pulpit on Sunday, the first Sunday of the month, or go around telling people throughout the day and trying to proselytize, saying that you know God lives. You don't, do you? You haven't seen him in the flesh. What are you doing? You're bearing false witness, is what you're doing. That's a violation of the 10 Commandments. Oh, but that's the myths of the Bible. Yeah, sorry, it's in the Book of Mormon too. Abinadi. Oh, it's not the current prophet who's saying it. You know, we don't listen to the Book of Mormon in the church anymore, do we? That's why I got kicked out. It's because, yeah, I was promoting the Book of Mormon, and the bishop said, no, pull it, or don't bother coming to church. Okay, bye. And now I'm going to study church history, find out what's really going on. Oops. But yeah, I mean, it's not an opinion thing with facts and evidence. You know, the church has finally confessed in the gospel topic essays, yes, Joseph Smith looked in a hat with rocks in it. They only claim one rock, I believe, but they're getting closer. Maybe it was a compromise. Fine, it was one rock, but yes, he did look in a hat. But yeah, it was two. Because why won't they allow 2 rocks in the hat? You know, the whole Urim and Thummim thing. That's why. Because if they say that he was looking into a hat with 2 rocks, then people would say, oh, so he didn't really have the Urim and Thummim, did he? He was talking about the 2 rocks that he had. That's why. Church is lying about the cover-up. Yeah, you can't just dismiss evidence like the churches tried to do, covering it up. You know, Section 121, guys. When anybody, and it's particularly talking to priesthood leaders, priesthood holders, and leaders too, and anybody in society, it applies in the same principle that when you cover things up, when you cover up your lies and your deceit and your corruption, your wickedness, you have no authority in the church, and you're good for nothing, and you lose it. You lose your authority. So the church confessed to having covered up. That yes, we're now telling you that Joseph Smith looked into a hat with 1 rock. Okay, you just confirmed to us, according to Section 121 of the Doctrine and Covenants, that you've now lost your authority. You've confessed that you've not had authority because you've been covering it up. It's that simple. Church leaders cannot cover up things from the members. They have to be honest. They're prophets. They speak for God, aren't they? So that's your first clue, Mormons, that the church leaders are false. So, and that's the facts. It's not opinion. It's not open for debate. You can't have a vote. You know, I think that was the last video I did on the opinion thing. So we're having a vote. All in favor of the church as God's true church, signify your opinion by thumbs up. All those opposed with their feelings, thumbs down. The thumbs down are unanimous. The church is not true. It's not open for debate, guys. The church stands or falls on the foundation they set for it. And they chose to have a foundation of lies, deceit, cover-ups. You know, Brigham Young should have been Mormon's first clue. And yes, he divided the church, but his power as king of Deseret sort of suppressed people, caused a a non-disclosure agreement forced upon everybody. Because he enforced it with murder. You know, the whole temple thing, and commit suicide if you violate your covenants, and then the blood atonement. You know, and if you commit a sin, we can hunt you down and kill you, slice your throat, hang you up, and burn you. So, should have been the first clue. It should have been a clue when he was taking his wagon during the summertime with all the tobacco and the hops and barley and all sorts of other stuff. So, Mormons, you truly are. The ones who are left are truly the most hardened of all. It's just unbelievable how you still refuse to recognize what's going on, and that you blame me because of your feelings. You have your opinion, and it's worthless. It really is. It doesn't matter how much you scream, get angry, call me names, insult me. It's worthless. It's not fact. It's not truth. It's not based on evidence. It's on your opinions. And that's falsehood. And so, yeah. AVG is pissing me off, but I'm a little worried about PC-Matic. Switching over to them. You know, they're making it sound great. $50 for 5 computers for a year. And they do whitelisting rather than blacklisting. The only problem is that when I was looking up a picture for thumbnails, it ended up being a virus trap. But AVG caught it and said, "Oh, it's on the blacklist." Oh, okay. So PC-Matic wouldn't have caught it then? Because they only deal with whitelist. But they're all commando now with the keywords for the military action. But yeah, that's what the church does to you guys. They throw in keywords, but that's another video. So, again, what is opinions, Mormons? You know, and I see it with critics. Critics and Mormons go back and forth at it. You know, Mormons say, that was just a time period. Joseph Smith, you know, it was just that one time with that 14-year-old girl. And then critics, you know, the one guy did a video of her, the 14-year-old girl. And they had a 14-year-old girl in the video, and she's being interviewed. Confessing about her sex with Joseph Smith. I'm like, what? But yeah, it's people on both sides of the opinion. The critics are saying, oh, well, we now believe the church when they say that Joseph Smith had sex with a 14-year-old. Why would they lie? And so critics get fooled, just like Mormons are getting fooled. So yeah, I did the polygamy video series. 3 videos. They were about an hour. And so I cover the whole thing. But again, it's not open for opinion. It's not open for debate. It's not open for a vote. Facts are not democracy-ridden. We will now have a vote as to what the laws of nature will be. As for the law of gravity, all in favor, all opposed. The law of gravity fails, it is no longer a law. It doesn't work that way, does it? And so, yeah, it's not somebody's opinion as to whether Joseph Smith had sex with a 14-year-old girl. He either did or he didn't. And so we don't know. She didn't have a baby. And so without a baby, we have no evidence. And so then we have to go look at the whole surrounding, before, during, and after, just like a crime scene investigation. And the evidence indicates that no, he did not. Because when he started getting accused of it was after he died, decades later. So, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm waiting for a seat cover from Amazon. Amazon's frustrating because it's a different person each time, so they must fire their drivers and have to hire new people every day because I never get the same guy on the same route. And so it's all different times. It could be as early as 10 in the morning, or it could be as late as 8. So I have to put a sign out front of the apartment building saying, "Call me if nobody's there to let you in." But yeah, I had some woman from Copper Hills on the West Mountains. She's texting me thinking I'm Abigail or some. Is it Abigail? I think it was Abigail. Or anyway, an A female name. Saying, "How you doing? I want to contact you and meet up with you." So I responded by saying, "Hi, I'm Travis from West Valley. Sorry I'm not so-and-so." Free Angie's List. She doesn't say her little thing anymore. I was always making fun of it. Today. She's calmed it down. That reminds me, there's a couple other ladies doing 2 different commercials, both of whom, at the beginning of their commercials, were these wild women, reckless, crazy. Oh, what are they going to do next? They're tamed. On their second and successive commercials, they're now tamed. The one, I think it's for Groupon. The lady is, I can't remember exactly how she's talking, but on the second one, she's got kids running around, and obviously she can't control them, and so that stresses women out because they think they need to control. Control means no stress. And that reminds me of Kimberly too, because Kimberly would be stressed, and I'd figured it out that it was because her apartment was not ordered the way she wanted it. Immaculately clean, but if a pile was out of order, she just had this internal stress. So cute. And so yes, I healed her stress by moving the papers into a pile on the counter. There, this is better than Jennifer Lopez's house. But yeah, the woman in the commercial, you'd think that she would be acting all wild and crazy, and she says the words about how her children are monsters, but she's tamed down on her tone and all that. And so it's like, oh man, they got to her. They're controlling her. And you know that it's not the company, it's the people complaining about the commercial. So, whereas The Simpsons, they became popular when people complained. They said, oh yeah, we will not be silenced. We're going to use this. And thus they became famous. So, but yeah, the two ladies, the other one was for an airline credit thing, something like that, like a venture card or something that you take for frequent flyer miles and all this other holiday stuff. And she was like the wild woman. Woo, we get to go to the front of the line. And wild and crazy. And then she got tamed. So, let people be who they are, people. Because, yeah, the plane lady, she was cool. I liked her. The Groupon lady was like, but still, let people be who they are. Don't control people. Again, that's just opinions. There is no one mannerism that's for everybody. And so when people come onto my channel and say, oh, you're eating on your channel when you're hungry and and want to tell us something, that's not professional. That's your opinion. Get it off my channel. I'm going to delete your comment. Alright, so, you know. Can't you just be like Spock? Why do you have to be like Dr. Bones? Why can't you be more like Captain Kirk? Captain Kirk had both. He was the perfect blend. Until the episode where he was split into two people. The trouble with tribbles. Alright. Best video ever. Okay, I'm getting loopy. I only had 4 hours of sleep last night. Then I went running for the first time for a while, so that wore me out even more. So I'm wanting to go to bed, but we're nowhere near close. It's only noon, and so we're getting near to the afternoon drudgery. Okay. Another video down. When are you Mormons going to realize you need to get out of the church? Get out. Just do it. Don't do it on behalf of me. Just do it. You don't have to sign papers for your bishop. Just do it. Just stop going. Join the crowd. All the cool people are doing it. Just this once won't hurt. No one will ever know. This will be our little secret. Okay. Do you understand the difference between opinion and truth? Truth is not opinion. It's a shaky foundation. It will lead to bad things. Alright. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back.